Welcome to Third Eye Roll, where ancient wisdom gets decoded, demystified, and occasionally roasted. I'm Dr. Justine Lemos with Scarlet Trillia, here to serve up Vedic insights, spiritual real talk, and a healthy dose of side-eye. Each episode, we're diving into Vedic astrology, Ayurveda, Tantra, and the weird beauty of being human, with segments like cosmic, current events, story time with the Vedas and Shastras, WTF is that? And a mystic mic drop to leave you lit. No gurus, no fluff, just the good stuff.
Hello, welcome back to Third Eye Roll. I am Dr. Justine Lemos. I am here with special guest, ongoing guest, Emily McConnell. Our intro still says Scarlet Trillia, but Scarlet Trillia is side questing away from the Sangha, away from the Kula.
She's always with us.
She is always with us. This
hearts.
weekend, we were with another member of the Sangha Kula, Justin Indy. So that was fun. He gave some good stories. And right now we are right on the edge of a full moon eclipse. And with Lakṣmī Jayanthi, my vagal nerve device is fully buzzing. So I'm going to take it off. It will disrupt the recording. Just everybody be okay with the fact that my vagal nerve may not be regulated through this podcast recording, right?
It's okay. That's on brand because Mercury's in retrograde and we're in the eclipse trough still. Like we're almost at the other side of it, but hey, anything can happen.
Anything can happen. Unfortunately, we did predict some more, and guess what?
I know. Why did I say that? I mean, it was just there, but
it was just there. We can't blame ourselves.
No.
Right?
I just, it kind of scared me because I said war drum.
Yes. Mars, exalted with the eclipse. We felt it coming on in and came on in hot.
Yeah. I mean, we said between these two eclipses, we would likely see something happen. And unfortunately, that is happening.
And we thought that it would be war, and it is war.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's this energy right now, too, coming up with this full moon eclipse of moon's going to be with Ketu, right, in Leo. So that is toppling of patriarchal lineage and that kind of thing, that kind of energy, but also just that separation strength of Ketu is very powerful, separating, and also we can't see a clear direction because this is Ketu, body without a head.
I'm pulling up a chart, man.
Let's pull it up.
Do it. I'm gonna look right out the chart. There we go. Moon right now as we're recording is in Magha, seat of the royal throne, and then it's gonna move on over tonight to be right conjunct with Ketu in Purva Phalghuni nakshatra in Leo. And so Purva Phalghuni, let's just break that down a little bit. Then we'll talk about where the sun is across the sky, and it's hanging out with a whole bunch of friends there in Aquarius. But full moon in Purva Phalghuni, and this full moon in Purva Phalghuni will always have Lakṣmī Jayanthi, or appearance day of goddess Lakshmi with that, but we don't always have this full lunar eclipse happening. So Purva Phalghuni is ruled over by Bhagha, who is the god of pleasure and delight and sensual enjoyment. This is like Purva Phalghuni, like a kitten purring, lying in a hammock, silk sheets, flirtation. So this is, we're having an eclipse here. And, this is really about, this nakshatra is about pleasure and false pleasure. And so I would imagine that with this eclipse, though we have this war happening, we're going to see even more. We said this, but we're going to see even more Epstein files revealed after this eclipse, right? Because it's right there in sensuality. And so then it's eclipse over it. So it's the dark energy of that. Dark
Right.
energy desire, basically.
And remember the metaphor of the curtain closing, then reopening. And so what are we going to see? We shall, I don't know if all will be revealed, but some. Ugh.
All right. It feels real thick.
Yep. We're working with some dense topics, dense realities, non-realities. And on top of that, our actual bodies.
Yep.
Yeah. And so how do we work with that? How do we work with that on an individual level, on a collective level?
Yeah.
That's an open-ended question.
That is an open-ended question. So Lakshmi emerges from the churning of the buttermilk ocean, and the Samudra Martana, the churning of the buttermilk ocean. She doesn't like fall from the sky. She isn't born. She emerges out of the friction between the devas and the asuras. So this is where abundance comes from tension and from churn and from shadow work. And during an eclipse, the churn is internal. So what illusions are we having about love and pleasure and validation and money?
Mm-hmm.
What's being stirred up here? And I am also thinking about something else that I just forgot. I Mercury retrograde eclipse. My brain is on holiday right now, basically.
Well, that sounds kind of nice.
Kind of, right?
Kind
So
of,
Purva Phalghuni is also ruled over by Venus, so it governs pleasure and beauty and sex and the marriage
yeah,
bed. But it can
yeah.
also devolve into laziness and vanity and codependency, these types of things, right?
Right, because there's
Um,
always a positive, negative, and kind of neutral effect that these energies hold. And depending on, at the individual level, we're going to be experiencing different things depending on where this is landing in our own blueprint, our own cosmic blueprint, our birth chart. What house is this falling in for the individual person uh, in contemplation of all of this stuff, right? So how does that work?
how does it work?
Right. So we break it down. You've already broken it down really well in previous episodes of this podcast of working with houses in your birth chart and how those houses in the zodiac are areas of our lives. I have a friend, I was looking at her chart yesterday or the day before, and her rising sign is Purva Phalghuni. And so she has a lot of placements in Dhanishta. So this eclipse moment has been so intense for this individual because we're talking about first house and sixth house. So it's like first house is yourself, how you appear in the world, and then your daily life, your health and the routines of your life. Like everything's getting shaken up for this one person. And so if, just depending on, this is so individualized, but also we have the collective energy around it. And we're seeing that play out in the great, the great media presence that we have in the world too, right? Ugh,
We
a lot.
have like this full moon is very strong with Venusian energy. And Venus herself is stepping into Pisces, which is her point of exaltation. This is where she enters into deep selfless service, and where her beauty, where the beauty of Venus and the sensuality of Venus becomes rarefied and becomes, this is the energy of the temple, the temple of love in essence,
Mm.
instead of the embodiment of love, right? Or the very tamasic expressions of love and desire.
Ooh, I want to go to the Temple of Love.
I want to
That
go to the
sounds
Temple
awesome.
of Love too. We did go to the Temple of Love. We went
I
to
know.
Kamakya Temple,
I
right?
know.
And
Yeah.
Kama in Guwahati, and Kama literally means love, desire, pleasure, right? And so we have been to the Temple of Love. We just want to go
Well,
back to the
I
Temple of
want to
Love.
go back. I want to live there. I mean, no, I don't know if I could live there actually. It's pretty intense, but
It's a little, the Temple of Love is intense.
very intense. Well, well, and think about that. There's so much going on there.
Mhm.
It's abundance in all of its faculties. It's so yeah. Yes.
I'm going to say that I hope with this full moon eclipse Purva Phalghuni, with sun across the sky, but it's conjunct Rahu in
Mm.
Satabhishak and Mars in Satabhishaka. Mercury retrograde is in Purva Bhadrapada, Venus Purva Bhadrapada, but over on the Pisces side. Wouldn't it be? And then the ascendant for this full moon lunar eclipse is in Rohini. Yeah. So it's
Wow.
really, and Jupiter in retrograde moving into Punarvasu. Sorry, that's a lot of technical jargon, but out of this, wouldn't it be really beautiful? And it does feel like the alignments are there for some really strong female leadership to
Absolutely. Well, we're already seeing that a little bit. There are uh in the royal world, there are women for the first time in a long time set to take the seat of the throne. Like there's a queen
Mm,
coming in
okay.
Spain for the first time in
Oh,
a
I didn't know
long
this.
time.
Excellent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think we may see this with this emergence. And you know what I was now I'm remembering what I was going to
Mm,
say.
good.
Also with the energies of this full moon, this eclipse, you know, it's the hard work that a culture, society, nation, state has to do to undergo transformation.
Mm.
And like we always think about like the civil rights movement as this beautiful thing, and it was, but it was forged through intense conflict.
Yeah, like the fruits were beautiful, right? What
The
came
fruits
of
are
it were
beautiful, which is
beautiful.
what we remember. Like thinking
Right.
of the civil rights movement, I feel uplifted, but it was a horrific struggle.
Horrific struggle and still a struggle because
Yeah,
it's not over,
no,
obviously. But those moments of triumph are like, oh, we did it. Like the culture looks at it and goes, oh, we did it.
that's right.
No, we have to keep doing it because transformation is like nothing was actually like completely destroyed in the process.
That's
So
right.
a true transformation hasn't really happened yet. It was like transmutation, but
Mm,
it's not
mhm.
exactly, it's like something shifted, but nothing has been like that. Systemic racism has not gone away in our country. That has not in the US. And
100%.
yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this, I feel that this chart of this full moon lunar eclipse has many of the markers of that kind of social change and shift.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
Right.
and everything being
Partial or impartial, complete or incomplete, right?
sure. Yeah.
Certainly some strides were made. We could say some strides were made by civil
Strides
rights
were
movement.
made.
Yeah.
But the work isn't over, of
Oh,
course. But yes, having all of this party going on from Aquarius and into Pisces, this is the time of Aquarius is like humanitarian in nature. Like we want to come together and find solutions for healing, especially with lots of things in Shatabisha right now. I mean, that's a good opportunity. Let's pull out the positive in this hard, chaotic time. And then move into, we're going to move into Pisces. So this is a collective dreaming space, but also a place of endings and karma
yes.
and
Yes.
moksha. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Eh.
well that's all great. I'm glad. So new segment on our podcast, which is our cringe white girls segment, which is
Mm,
where we talk about the most cringe white girls in Sari's moment that we experienced ourselves. We can out ourselves and or others, or just things we overheard on the interwebs or live recently. That was like super cringe.
Oh, this is going to be a good news segment because there's just so much to work with there.
Isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, where do you even start? I don't even know.
I've got
Where do you
one.
start?
So I was recording my podcast on Vedic astrology while I wash on my face because I was just feeling a little bit of congestion after doing some hardcore sadhana the night before. That was me.
Well,
Wait. That's me right now.
okay, so also let me just say that I was too scared to do the sadhana, so I bowed out because I don't feel like I am ready enough to take on this secret sadhana that we will not be speaking of because we are not allowed to.
Like we shouldn't even be saying that we're like not saying about it, but whatever. Fine.
Oh, and let's just also say that I learned how to do some remote pulse reading this weekend.
Ooh, yeah, that's super cringe,
So,
white girl and Sari. Tell us about that more.
well, I knew that it was just like I needed to believe in myself a little bit more and what we feel is real. So that is part of this whole journey.
What
And
you feel is real, and you need to believe in yourself more.
yeah, I
It's
need to be
so
empowered,
cringe, white girl
embodied,
and Sari. I just,
empowered and embodied.
oof.
And I've been thinking of making a business called Embodied and Empowered because my name is Emily. So
Triple M. You're gonna start the 3M movement instead of the 3HO movement of Yogi Bhajan, who I'm just
it
gonna have
just,
now the 3-ho movement.
I
Yeah,
mean, the path
because
is being laid before me. So how do I not
you're
walk
gonna
the
do
path?
3M,
3M.
3M3. So it's embody, empower,
Yeah.
pregnate.
Oh, I hope not. But we
Like
will
an I
talk
am.
about emming instead of oming. I mean, that's another brand action we can take.
That's
How was that?
super cringe, white girls and saggy. The fact that you only have 2 M's for your 3M movement.
Oh, well,
Right. So, in other news, we are taking a journey to Spain, the
mm,
two of us, and you all are invited,
yes.
to come with us to Spain this June. Do you want to talk about that a little bit on the full moon in Purva Phalghuni?
Absolutely, because we should be working into some receptivity around pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Taking in some pleasure. So
Yeah.
this is a retreat style journey, but it we make it easy. Everything, I mean, there's some travel involved, of course, because we'll be going to Spain. Um, but we have things to help you along the journey. We do a thing called the program, and we'll be helping anyone who wants to join us along the journey. But the details, logistics, this location is on the Mediterranean. It's on the eastern coast of Spain. It's south of Valencia, just a little north of Alicante. And we have nourishing farm to table, seasonal
Oh,
food and
that was super
meals.
cringe, white girl and Sari.
Oh,
Like, we
yeah.
only have farm to table
Farm to
season.
table, seasonal delights. We'll be exploring that transition from spring into summer from an Ayurvedic perspective. We'll have Ayurvedic guidance. We'll have Jyotish, Vedic astrology for those who don't know the Sanskrit word. Um,
Sounds
but if you're
really
here, I hope you know the word Jyotish. But
I really think that this all sounds great. And I
yes,
think right now at this full moon eclipse in Purva Phalguni is the perfect time to sign up to come to Spain
it's
with
the
us.
perfect time to sign up. And also, we'll be having a side quest because, of
Woo!
course, we need to do a little bit more
To become full power.
to become full power. We'll be going to
And
visit.
our full power, you
Wait, do
two
we
are full power because you're listening to this podcast. But
absolutely? Do we tell them the secret side quest or just the basics of the side quest?
I didn't know there's a secret side quest. Am I in on the secret side quest?
Maybe. No, yeah.
Bring it.
Definitely,
Just
definitely.
tell us all the things. As
Yeah.
long as I don't have to dress in the Gandalf costume and go to a Halloween party and give Jyotish readings, I'll be fine.
Well, it's not the
Bring
season for that. It's not the
all right.
season for that.
Okay,
Unfortunately, but you know,
so bring it. Tell us the secret side quest.
secret
And
side
then I'm gonna
quest
tell a
is
Lakshmi myth.
yeah. Secret side quest is a little bit of train travel. We'll be heading north to Barcelona.
Love a
We'll
train.
yes, it's very easy. It's a
We'll hold
2-hour
your
train
hand.
ride through the countryside. It's really beautiful. And we'll be visiting a special um uh how do you describe it? You say what it is. The Black Madonna.
Oh,
Describe her a little bit
there
more.
are many shrines to the Black Madonna, or Madonna who is black in color, throughout France and Spain, and a couple in Portugal.
Mhm.
And whether or not the Black Madonna are historically connected through time and space to goddess Kali is debated by scholar um, who are devotees at these shrines to Black Madonna. It is possible that the Roma people who had their origin in North India and traveled through North Africa and up through Morocco up into Spain and Portugal brought with them Kali, and then she became syncretized with Mary, and we get these emanations of Black Madonna. Or is it just a black form of the goddess in her manifestation as the Virgin Mary Mother? Don't know, don't care. Don't know, don't care. Soup into goddess worship. So gotta
Absolutely.
go if we're in Spain to see the Black Madonna, because it's
We
very
will be
important.
going.
Black
Yes.
Madonna. Yeah.
Yes. And I can't wait because the last 2 times I've been there, this has been on my list of things to do,
Right,
but I just didn't
you
make
have
it.
not gone to Black Madonna, right?
Correct. Yes.
I went to Black Madonna Shrine, the oldest Black Madonna shrine in Portugal, in Europe, which is in Portugal, in Nazaré. And I felt on a feeling level very strong energy there, and very, very interesting shrine to Black Madonna, because she is completely covered and you don't see her.
Ooh.
So she's
Ooh.
inside her own room, and then she's completely covered, and everybody's doing prayers to and with her. So side quest to see the Black Madonna after relaxing on the beaches in Valencia for 6 days. That should feel really lovely and fun.
It'll be so fun. I cannot wait. Getting so pumped.
Full power.
Full power.
So let's talk about Lakshmi on her Jayanti, on her appearance day. And you know, there is a myth that is told, and it's not a Puranic myth. It's not, in texts that I know. But after Lakshmi emerges from the churning of the ocean, the Samudra Manthanan, she rises, and every god wants her. Every asura wants her. I mean, she's the most beautiful. She's the most replessant. She is Shri. She is sensuality. She is beautiful. She is super, super yum.
So hot.
And so yum. What?
I said Lakshmi so hot right now.
So hot, Lakshmi. She is Rajas. She's the red one.
Absolutely.
And she stands on her lotus flower and surveys them all, and she chooses Vishnu, the preserver. She chooses. He does not choose her. But in some regional and tantric tellings of stories around Lakshmi, her energy is described as circulating. Because wealth moves, and beauty moves, and fortune moves, she does not stay stagnant. If you look at Lakshmi's iconography, she's just, water is pouring over her. And what do we know about water? It flows, it changes. And she will leave a king who becomes a dharmic, who is not following dharma. She will leave a household that's not generous. She will leave a person who hoards, and she will go and visit the untouchable household. She'll walk out of the temple if the temple is not being like the offerings at the temple aren't being done beautifully, or somebody is stealing money from the temple coffers, let's say. She'll walk out of that temple and leave and go down the street and stay in the untouchable home where there's just a tiny, small deepama, small lamp lit to Lakshmi. And so culturally, she's sometimes described as chanchala, or fickle, or moving, or not permanently possessed. And the word root, chandalini, chandala, chanchala, it does have a meaning or layer that is prostitute or courtesan. And this in part is because colonial translators were very uncomfortable with autonomous female movement. I mean, look at the Victorians. You couldn't go anywhere without chaperone.
Couldn't even go outside.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's really a projection in part. In South Asian history, of course, temple dancers or devdasi, who are known regionally by a variety of different names, and I don't mean to gloss the entire institution, if it was one, into one thing, but let's just use terms where we can. Temple dancers, temple singers, women who lit lights in the temples were often associated with Lakshmi, auspiciousness and beauty and erotic power and artistic wealth. They were ritual specialists who were tied to temple economies. And then colonial morality collapsed all female public erotic presence into prostitution. I happen to have written a book about one regional variation on this form. So anyhow, but mythically, Lakshmi, this is really important, you can't purchase her. And she's not tradable, and she's not owned by the highest bidder, right? Because Lakshmi almost gets treated like a high-end courtesan. Like, if I chant this mantra enough, then I'll get wealth and abundance. If I wear white silk and like post pictures of my altar, like, will she stay? If I brand abundance correctly, if I manifest hard enough, if I just think my way and affirm my way into my bank account is full, my bank account is full, like that, like I make $10,000, whatever it is. But Lakshmi is not for sale, right? Lakshmi is Shri, and Shri means radiance and splendor and embodied prosperity. And in Sri Vidya traditions, Lakshmi does align with Tripura Sundari, who is the sovereign erotic intelligence of the entire universe. So erotic charge is not shameful. It's creative and it's world. So this also, the empowered erotic female archetype ties back to this eclipse and Lakṣmī Jayanthi, because Purva Phalghuni is the front legs of a marriage bed. It's hammock, it's pleasure. And during the eclipse, illusions about transactional love get exposed.
Ooh.
Right? Oh.
Yeah. Wow. Well, and transactional can mean all kinds of things. Doesn't have to just be money exchange.
Does
right?
not mean money exchange, right?
Wow. As Venus is becoming exalted.
As Venus is becoming exalted. And as Venus becomes exalted, and this is something that's actually come up in my daily life in an interesting form recently, like, is the issue of seva and of service. Right?
Ooh.
And like, what is the most beautiful service that we can do? And how can we do seva without bleeding out the back of our heart chakra? And Venus
Without martyrdom.
Without martyrdom. Venus is the heart chakra. And Venus rules over this eclipse in Purva Phalghuni. It's her nakshatra. And she is going exalted. As I said at the beginning, Venus is deeply all wound up in this eclipse.
Wow.
Right? So that is a question for this eclipse, is how can we do, is it possible to do seva when we are called to do selfless service? If we are called to do selfless service. And how beautiful is it? This is my mind-blowing moment for we need a catchy phrase for what that is, but my mind is blown right now.
Mic drop.
Like, mic drop. How? And I mean this non-ironically, I think. It's hard to tell sometimes with me. I need a safety word on my own irony. I knew a couple once that fucked with each other so much, just like in this like really playful deadpan way, that they had to have a safety word for when they needed to talk to each other safely, like seriously. No, I really need to talk to you safely, seriously.
My grandparents were like that on my dad's side.
Love that.
There was a story of saran wrap on the toilet.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah.
So
okay.
let's just say they took it far.
Backing it on up.
Circling back to mic drop.
Circling back. Did you know for a while there were like Zoom hand gestures that people would do in meetings so that they could connect more? And I think there was a circling on back.
Circle back.
Circle
back.
What many people in their lives, I think, are never given an opportunity by the powers that be to do seva. To have an opportunity to do selfless service for others, right?
Don't you think that's in the mind okay, the seva is in the mind.
The seva is in your mind. Yeah,
no,
Huh.
The idea of the opportunity to do seva. I think the opportunity is constantly around to do seva.
Sure, but maybe you don't have the leisure or the privilege to be able to do seva.
But isn't seva also any kind of devotional service, like a mother with her child? That is seva. That is deep seva.
But there are beings who are born and don't really do any seva. Or maybe they might do it to an animal, but is that really selfless service? And we could really argue that the mother doing for the child is not actually seva.
I could see that too.
I
right?
had a professor
continuation
of Marxist anthropology who made the argument, just for argument's sake, that a baby nursing was extracting the mother's labor. Oh, yeah.
I mean, I am not a non-breeder.
I'm a breeder. I mean, in trade-off, you do get a real big oxytocin dump when you nurse. So that's the bio payoff right there.
The bio payoff. And so then is it not selfless service? Because
exactly. That's what I don't know. Right. And that's like my child makes that argument that like not everything is always done for biological payoff. Oh man, we just got circular. Lakshmi is traveling outside of the temple.
Lakshmi is traveling away from the temple. This is good though.
Yeah, right. But what I'm trying to say is, like, if you are given the opportunity to do seva and you can do that seva without bleeding out the back of your heart chakra, what a glorious opportunity that is.
Yeah. And I would also
and the people
celebrate
who can
that.
do that, and the people who get the opportunity to do that embody so much grace. Like Venus in Pisces is so much rarefied grace and beauty.
Beautiful.
So let's look for that. I mean, that's the good news, is that we have war, we have the Epstein files, we have general, madness and chaos. But with this Venus going into Pisces, we should see something come up out of the churning of the buttermilk ocean that is someone or something that is beautiful, that is rarefied, that is offering like service and hope and alignment.
So there's the glimmer.
That's the glimmer. Yeah. Shrimatre Namaha, Jai Jai Stick Baba Ji. Om Shri Lakshmiye Namaha.
Om Shri
Jai
Lakshmi.
Jai Mata
Yeah.
Dev. Jai Om Namah Shivaya.
Om Namah Shivaya.